will distribute the vaccines as fast as they come to our possession. So ganito yan. Pipilitan kasi ako kasi lahat naghihintay. Pero sabi nga nila, hindi naman, sabi nga niya, noon, it came in trickles. Ngayon, medyo volume na. So maghintay lang kayo because these things must be distributed immediately. The fastest way that we can do it. Mabilis na ang dating ngayon at mabilis din ang bigay natin. It cannot be effective forever. The efficacy loses in a less period of time. Kailangan pagdating doon sa inyo, mapapatakbo na kaagad ninyo yung administrative pati siguro mga local may mga hospital magtulong-tulungan na lang so that we would not waste the vaccine because we were not able to deliver it on time. That would be a problem kung mag-expire yan dito sa kamay sa itaas at hindi kaagad napunta doon sa baba. At ang conversely, kung ang baba naman hindi prepared, I do not want to lose the battle here through negligence.
The government places the NCR Plus bubble under General Community Quarantine or GCQ, but with, quote, heightened restrictions. Travel restrictions for incoming passengers from South and Central Asia are likewise extended to prevent the further entry of the deadly Indian coronavirus variant. Chaotic scenes took place at Santa Ana Hospital in Manila yesterday as health workers scrambled to get Pfizer shots. Tropical Cyclone Krising weakens to a tropical depression category after making landfall last night. But several areas are still under tropical cyclone wind signal number 1. And after 19 long years, Ellen DeGeneres is ending her talk show. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Starting today's newscast with the government placing the entire NCR Plus bubble under something called General Community Quarantine with heightened restrictions until the end of May. This includes Metro Manila and the provinces Bulacan, Cavite, Laguna, and Rizal. Under this new quarantine classification, only essential travel will be allowed in and out of the NCR Plus. Indoor dine-in services will still be allowed at 20% capacity, while outdoor or alfresco dining shall be at 50% seating capacity. Meanwhile, other areas in the country are also placed under regular GCQ. These locations are flashed on your screens. On the other hand, Santiago City, the whole of Quirino and Ifugao, as well as Zamboanga City, will be under modified enhanced community quarantine, while the rest of the Philippines remains under modified general community quarantine. Malacanang says outdoor tourist attractions will now be opened at 30% capacity in areas under GCQ with heightened restrictions. Religious gatherings and services, including wakes and funerals for non-COVID-19 deaths, will also be allowed in these areas, up to 10% of the venue's capacity. However, entertainment venues like concert halls and theaters, as well as recreational venues like internet shops and indoor tourist attractions, are still not allowed to reopen in GCQ areas with heightened restrictions.
I will not allow the violations of the guidelines given by the task force. And I will hold the local governments down to the last barangay level, and therefore, it could only be the barangay captains. I will hold you responsible for any violation sa itong mga batas na hindi natutupad. Batas to. It is really a law. So you have to enforce it because if you want this country to recover from the onslaught of COVID-19, you have to be mindful of the what is going on and how to prevent it.
The president likewise appealed for strict compliance on the part of the public. Duterte reminded everyone that mass gatherings are still prohibited, even during festival celebrations and commemorations.
There are a lot of fiestas kasi predominantly Catholic country to. So, ang hinihingi ko is that you only not tone down but forgo kasi may batas. Forgo to congregate, to crowd, and to hold. Walang problema. Alam ng Diyos na love natin siya, pero ang problema, the necessary consequence of it all. So be mindful of that because we are still in the pandemic and there is no way of knowing how long this would last.
The government is also extending travel restrictions to South Asian and Middle Eastern countries to prevent the spread of the B1617 coronavirus variant. Palace spokesperson Harry Roque says the travel ban from May 15 to 31 now includes Oman and the United Arab Emirates. This is after the first two cases of the B1617 in the Philippines came from these two nations. Likewise, the existing travel ban from India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka are extended until the end of the month. All those who have been to these areas within 14 days before their arrival to the Philippines on May 15 will still be allowed entry, but they are required to undergo a 14-day facility-based quarantine upon arrival. Roque says the interagency task force made this decision upon the recommendation of the Health and Foreign Affairs departments. Chaos ensued over the Santa Ana Hospital in Manila yesterday after health workers scrambled to get the coveted Pfizer shot. But problem is, the hospital was only given 210 doses. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro gives us a front seat to the story.
It's not a rally or a demonstration. It's a surge of health workers in Santa Ana Hospital in Manila, each one hoping to get a dose of the vaunted Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough to go around. After a 3-month delay, Pfizer finally delivered 193,000 doses of its COVID vaccine. Manila only got 7,000 doses. In the Santa Ana Hospital, only 210 doses were delivered. Still, news of the Pfizer shot had public and private health workers rushing to the vaccination centers.
Ang choice ko po kasi talaga is either Pfizer or Moderna. So medyo na-relieve na kasi sa tagal ng hinintay, nakapagpabakuna na.
Because of the short supply, Santa Ana Hospital had to limit Thursday's vaccinations only to public healthcare workers. This caused a commotion among private health workers who had already lined up outside.
Meron kaming text, first come, first serve basis, regardless kung nandun yung pangalan mo, basta pumila ka. What's happening today is like, LGU lang, nakalista, kung di ka NES, di ka part nun, X ka.
Ironically, some health protocols also went out of the door, even among health workers.
Kasi tignan mo, walang social distancing. Imbis na makasagip sila ng buhay, kakalat pa virus niyan eh.
Okay, lahat ng medical frontliners. When we say lahat, whether national government, local government, or private, pwede nyo ma-avail sa Santa Ana bukas at sa Biyernes.
Hospital authorities acknowledge the preference of many for Pfizer, but stress that at this point, no one gets to choose.
Ako nga, prefer to Pfizer kaya lang, late na siya. Na-late na siya, so Sinovac ako.
In the next few days, more vaccines will be rolled out, including those of other brands. The health department says, so as long as the vaccines are approved by the Food and Drug Administrations, they will have to do.
Pasensya na po dun sa mga ibang naghintay, inakap muna namin yun sa amin. So bukas aakapin naman namin lahat.
I'm Jacob Lazaro and we are One News.
In other news, tropical cyclone Krising has now weakened into a tropical depression. However, it's still affecting several parts of Visayas and Mindanao. Because of this, some areas are still under tropical cyclone wind signal number 1. These areas are now flashed on your screens. To give us more updates on Tropical Depression Krising, we have Pag-asa's Ana Cloren now joining us live from the Weather Forecasting Center in Quezon City. Ana, good morning. Why did TD Krising weaken today?
Yes, due to the good morning, Sir Charles. Due to the interaction of tropical depression Krising to the landmass or to the mountain areas over the Mindanao, it is the cause of this tropical depression or tropical storm yesterday to weaken. And as of the moment, it's now under tropical depression category.
Anna, as of now, where is Krising currently located?
As of 4 a.m. today, tropical depression Krising was located at the vicinity of Capalong, Davao del Norte.
Right, Anna, are we expecting Krising to make landfall again? And if so, where and when?
As of the moment, we're not expecting that this tropical depression may landfall pa in other parts of the country, and it is expected to weaken in the next 24 to 48 hours into a low-pressure area.
Right, Anna, I understand that there are several tropical cyclone wind signals that are up. Until when do you expect these to be raised?
We are expecting that, I think in the next 24 hours, we're still expecting some of the areas in Mindanao raised over the tropical cyclone wind signal number 1. But when this tropical depression weakens into a low-pressure area, most of the areas over Mindanao or the tropical cyclone wind signal over Mindanao will be lifted.
Right, Anna, do we have any gale warnings that have been raised due to TD Krising?
As of the moment, we don't have any gale warning raised over our seaboards, but we are expecting a moderate to rough seas over the seaboards of Mindanao.
All right, one last question before I let you go, Anna. Are there any other weather disturbances that will affect today's weather?
As of the moment, we're not monitoring any weather disturbance that may affect the country in the next 5 days.
Thanks for that, Anna. That was Pag-asa weather forecaster, Ana Cloren. It's soon to be the end of an era for Hollywood, as American TV host Ellen DeGeneres is set to wrap up her self-titled show after 19 long years. MJ Marfori with the details.
Ellen DeGeneres will end her Emmy-winning talk show next year in its 19th season.
You may wonder why I've decided to end after 19 seasons. The truth is, I always trust my instincts. My instinct told me it's time.
Her show features dancing, games, and giveaways with A-list celebrities. Ellen said toward the show's finale, every day will be a celebration.
There will be a lot of surprises. There will be trips down memory lane, a few detours through why did I wear that alley.
The show had been marred by toxic work environment allegations. Ellen has since apologized. From an ending to an apparent new beginning, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, or Bennifer, have reportedly rekindled their romance after 17 years. J-Lo, 51, recently broke up with her fiancé of 4 years, Alexander Rodriguez, or A-Rod. Ben, 48, has been single for quite some time after splitting with ex-wife Jennifer Garner in 2015. For News 5, MJ Marfori, we are One News.
And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later at 10 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.